going in depth here tonight at 6:30. Major changes are coming to college sports. A recently approved multi-billion-dollar settlement will now allow colleges to pay their student athletes directly through revenue sharing. So today we sat down with two professors from Augusta University who've studied this issue for years, especially when it comes to name, image, and likeness, widely known as NIL. That's what allows college athletes to get paid through third parties. Well, today the professors tell us this settlement marks the beginning of a new era.
Dabo Sweeney kind of said it best in his interview. It starts to provide some guidance and rules where there have been none. The playing field has just been open and almost anything goes. But now we're having structure here with this revenue sharing.
For the top teams, you could have more parity. For the mid-tier to lower-tier schools that have less resources, there's going to be a bigger gap between those and the top teams. But I do think it provides some rules, some regulations, some transparency, and it kind of attempts to rein in this Wild West NIL landscape. And I think that's a positive from that standpoint.
Now, this settlement sets a new standard now for schools and how much money they can pay players. It's essentially a salary cap of $20.5 million for all sports, and more money could still come in through NIL. Dr. Mears says all that will be kept in check through a new governing body called the College Sports Commission, or the CSC. And this salary cap and NIL will remain separate through this settlement.
Is going to make NIL that traditional sense of what we think about NIL. I'm going to lend my name, image, and likeness in order to support a brand or to support a product with a third party. That is how NIL will live and what we traditionally thought of. The idea of collectives and these collectives closely attached to the university signing these record-breaking deals to have athletes come and play at these institutions, that is no longer going to exist. Part of the NIL Go review with Dwight, when they are going through these deals, is they're going to look at the relationship between the entity paying the athlete and the university. And there's going to be rules around that as well.
Now, all this money with very few rules to go along with it. College sports had recently been named the Wild West. But now this ruling is changing so much of the landscape. And many may wonder, is this all now solved?
And I would say yes and no. I would say possibly short term, it can provide more stability. Long term, there will be a lot of legal challenges. Some of those are starting already. I think you're going to see some legal challenges surrounding Deloitte. Deloitte, the organization that's going to be reviewing these deals, their ability to determine if a deal really is considered third party and it's exempt from that cap. There could be some lawsuits surrounding that, and if those prevail, it could upend the settlement. There's also going to be some lawsuits surrounding Title IX. Some of those may be beginning already, and so I think from some standpoint, we'll see how the settlement develops legally, if it can withstand some of these challenges or not.
Now, with parity coming to top-tier schools, as you heard, there leaves a lot of questions for smaller schools, even like Wofford and Furman, and the professors say that will be something to watch.
You have some institutions that are, especially the ones that are opting in, they're no longer bound by scholarship limits. They're bound by roster limitations. So Clemson has already announced that they have the intention to at least fund every athlete with scholarships, fully funded scholarships that will be on the rosters. Texas has announced they'll do this as well. Other institutions, such as South Carolina, has announced they're expanding their offerings of scholarships by up to 50 scholarships. So now you could have potentially a loss of roster spots of people participating, but you could have growth in scholarships and scholarships offerings to athletes.
Now, another factor coming from this ruling is a $2.8 billion payback program to former athletes who played from 2016 to 2024. It'll be paid out over 10 years, with the majority of funds going to male athletes who played football and basketball. Now, the professors say that, too, will likely bring even more lawsuits.